Alrighty, YouTube, it's your boy Zxous, and we're back with another Goddess of Victory Nikke video. Now, today's video, the title is definitely going to say ranking Naga's tier list, or a tier on the Burst 2 tier list before Tia, or without Tia, or something like that, right? I want you guys to very much understand that I'm going to right now be ranking Naga without Tia and before Tia, and then when Tia comes out, I'm going to redo her ranking, and then obviously when Tia's ranking comes out, it's just gonna be Tia, because by then Naga's already out. So because I want to do one for Naga before Tia as well, because obviously at the end of the day, she's still a Burst 2 character and does need to get put on my Burst 2 tier list. Not only that, she's actually a character who by herself without Tia specifically, like, we're gonna talk about all that stuff. So make sure you guys subscribe and like. We are at 7.6 thousand subscribers, so now we're just 400 subscribers away from 8K. So we need 400 subs by the end of the month. If you're new, subscribe. And yeah, so as you guys know, if you've been following my channel, I've been doing mad showcases with just Naga alone, without Tia, of course, with a lot of DPSs, and even just like to see her kit herself, right? I'm not gonna lie, Naga's a pretty good character, right? Right now, obviously, I think the only people who are calling Naga bad or saying that she's being overhyped are literally the people who have bunny girls and cannot afford to summon for both Naga and Tia because the anniversary is coming, which is fine. But like I said, or like I say, don't drag it to the point where you're gonna actually have people believe that Naga is a bad character. If you genuinely believe Naga is a bad character, then you're out of your mind, right? It's a difference from Naga being a bad character and you just not being able to get a good character. There's a massive difference there, so let's keep it a buck. Right? She's not a bad character, you just can't get her because you don't have enough currency for her, Tia, and the anniversary character. Let's keep it a buck, right? But I think Naga's a great character. Obviously, there's a lot of things that do hold her back. Well, there's really one big thing that holds her back, and it's the fact that you need a shield on her specifically, right? Because with that being the case, to get her full, capability or full usage out of this character, you literally have to have her with either Tia or Ether, right? So as you guys know, I've only been doing showcases with Ether because Tia's not out, but when Tia comes out, Ether's gone. So Naga is literally equivalent to Blanc in the sense where you need to get the full capabilities, you need to have the other character with them. Where Tia, you don't need to have Naga with her, right? You don't at all. You just need to have another Burst 1 because she re-entered the Burst stage. But Tia is like Noir. Like Tia is equivalent to Noir in how they work, and then Blanc is equivalent to Naga how they work, right? Which makes sense. So the thing with Tia is you do need to have a character who puts a shield on her specifically for her to get the full usage. But I want to say, even if you don't have the shield, I still think this character is still pretty decent. You're still getting the heals regardless. You're still getting the damage dealt when attacking core by a pretty juicy percentage to 2 allies with the highest attack as well. You're still getting the pierce effect, and still you're still getting a attack buff. You are also still recovering the cover HP. You're just losing out on the massive damage dealt when attacking core to all allies, and the massive attack buff to all allies when there's a shield on her, right? So those are what you're losing, but I think overall you still have a pretty good roster of things to get. Now, the thing about this character I like a lot that I've noticed as well is she has the pierce effect, which is very good, because when you use her burst skill, which you're going to use every burst rotation, she's gonna be having the pierce effect up with all these things going, especially if you're pairing her up with Tia, right? Now I don't want to talk too much about Tia because Tia's not out, and like I said, there's going to be a re-updated one of this if I need to, probably will. Realistically, I guess I could just rank her now even before, because even if we add Tia into the game, by adding Tia into the game, it's not gonna change the fact that Naga is still, she's not gonna get better. She's just gonna have better support as well, but it's not gonna make Naga better. So realistically, I could just rank her, right, on the actual tier and say it's finalized, right, even without Tia. But I'm gonna wait for Tia to do that, right? But this character is still going to be pretty good. As a Burst 2 supporter, because of the pierce effect and the massive damage buffs that she gives, she's actually putting out pretty decent numbers. For a Burst 2 supporter, she's putting out pretty decent numbers when you use her Burst skill. You do have the heals. I don't think the heals is that consistent. It really depends on what your HP is looking like, but 9% of the caster's final max HP could be good. It really just depends on how high your HP is with Naga, right? Because if Naga has 4 million HP, the 9% to 4 million HP is pretty big, right? Regardless, right? It is pretty big. So It really just depends on your skills, how much you have or invested. But I feel like the heals are going to be more beneficial for your team as long as your Naga is kind of like the highest invested character on your team. As long as her HP skyrockets everybody else, she's going to actually heal a pretty decent amount. Now, one thing I do like about this character is that a lot of her things just proc when attacking a certain amount of times. So one thing that I don't like about someone like, you know, Dorothy or even somebody like Summer and Niece, for example, are those are characters who have to land the last bullet, and you can't run them with characters who increase max ammo capacity. With these characters, it doesn't matter because all you have to do is hit 5 bullets. It doesn't matter how much bullets I have. As long as I get 5 bullets off, it's, you know, great, right? I mean, it would only matter if I had low bullets if it was the last bullet, but because it's 5 normal attacks and she is a, you know, shotgun character, it's fine, right? She has base 9 ammo, so that's guaranteed once you're going to get a lot of these things off. And if you give her wingman or max ammo capacity, you can have a full sequence getting a lot of the stuff going off, right? Another thing I do like is she recovers cover HP of a nice percentage for all allies, right? Not a percentage of her HP. Just it's literally litters cover or recovery to cover HP, but just less and to all allies. So litters is a bigger percentage, but to less allies. Hers is a less percentage, but to more allies, right? And the thing is with Tia, again, I don't really want to talk too much about Tia, but with Tia, you're gonna kind of be not forced, but bringing litter with Tia is going to be the best thing you can do because she recovers cover HP. And the thing about Tia is you want her to be paired up with characters who recover cover HP. So by having multiple characters who can recover cover HP, multiple characters who can increase your attack, multiple characters who can keep you alive and buff you up and stuff like that, the teams are going to be pretty good, right? I want to say Naga's probably the best damage buffer in the game. I think I don't think there's anybody better than her in that right now. And I say that because how she works, right? I know Litter has a massive attack buff. Even I think Yulha, I think she has a massive attack buff as well, right? Like there's characters who have massive attack buffs, but theirs are just not going to be as efficient as like this character, right? Anytime you use a burst skill, you get all this stuff up. If there's a shield up, when there's a shield up, regardless, you just you get the damage when attacking a core. Buff everybody, 85 rests big, and then additional 40% to 2 allies with the highest attack. Like this character, in terms of buffing damage, is going to be great. And one thing I do like about this character is because it does go to all allies, that does include herself as well. And with the Pierce effect, that's damage. So one thing I do like about Naga is that you are getting damage from her, even though she's a supporter, because she has a Pierce effect and she's giving massive buffs. And she's giving massive buffs, right? A lot of characters are going to benefit from this. Scarlet, Modernium, Summer and Niece, characters will benefit heavily from this damage dealt buff, this damage dealt buff, and then the attack buffs, right? The only thing holding this character back is to get the full potential. You need to have a character with a shield, but I think honestly because of that, we're gonna have to put her in S. I mean, realistically, I could put her in SS actually, right? Because off that logic, if I have Blanc in SS, the biggest thing holding her back is that you need Noir for her to work fully. If that's the same thing for, you know, Blanc, then SS is where Naga would go as well, right? I don't want to say Blanc and Naga are on par. I think it depends actually. Okay, as a general kit, right? If I'm not like considering you having to have another character, whose kit would I say is better, Blanc or Noir's? Or not Noir's, Naga's, because Blanc has Indomitability, max increase to 1 ally, damage taken to all enemies. She does give a shield, and then she also does heal basically permanently. Where Naga is giving you a massive damage buff when attacking core, massive attack buffs in general. She is healing as well, and recovering cover HP, right? So it's kind of hard to say. Maybe it's balanced out. Definitely let me know in the comments. If you guys skip to the end, let me know in the comments, right? This is the question of the day. Who, as an individual character, without them having to be paired up with another character, who has the better overall kit? Would you say Blanc has the better overall kit, or would you say Naga has the better overall kit? And don't say Blanc because you have Blanc and you can't get Naga, and don't say Naga because you have Naga and can't get Blanc. Like, go actually off an unbiased opinion, right? But their kits are not similar. They're just like, they're kind of doing and evening out. Like, they're kind of just balancing out, right? Doing as much as each other, right? But yeah, I think Naga's a perfect support. I think if you have the schoolgirls, then you don't even need bunny girls. I think, honestly, in my opinion, I think regardless, I think schoolgirls are going to be better than the bunny girls. overall, me personally, because even with the bunny girls, don't get me wrong, they're great. I'm never going to say the bunny girls are bad because there's new characters who may be better. But it doesn't change the fact that Naga and Tia are actually working together and doing like a crazy amount of things with each other, where when it comes to the bunny girls, you have Noir on the team to really have Blanc carry, right? Like, you could say the schoolgirls are like balancing each other out. There's no question that Noir is just on the team to help Blanc carry, right? Like, Blanc is the carry in the bunny girls, and the schoolgirls, Naga and Tia, are either 50-50. You could say one is slightly carrying, but in Blanc and Noir's case, Blanc is carrying majorly. There's no question about that, right? So you guys let me know what you think. I think, you know, Naga is an SS tier character. I think these two characters are good. I would have put her S, but if I'm giving, again, the same thing with Blanc that you have to have Noir, then I guess I could give it to, you know, Naga as well. But you guys let me know what you think. It's your boy Zxous. Honestly, if I'm just going off of facts, I probably don't have to redo this video after Tia. But we'll see what happens. But you guys let me know what you think. It's your boy Zxous. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.